Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bill and this is Pushing Plastic. On the workbench today is the AlgoLaser Pixi laser engraver. Now some people say it's about the size of a toaster or about 3 spools of filament. In either case, they aren't wrong. The built-in AlgoOS operating system means it doesn't require a computer to operate. The Pixi makes a great addition to a small business with limited space, and because of its ease of use, beginners that are just getting started into laser engraving. Now, anybody can take this laser out of the box and in about 15 minutes create their very first project. If you're selling 3D prints at craft fairs and flea markets, the addition of this laser has the potential to boost your earnings. Simply have some key rings, dog tags, coasters, or whatever on hand and offer customized laser engraving. But does it live up to the hype? What materials can it engrave and how difficult is it to use? Well, let's find out. But before we jump right into it, I want to thank PCBWay for sponsoring this video.
This channel is proudly sponsored by PCBWay.com. Whether you're looking for PCB manufacturing, CNC machining, or 3D printing services, PCBWay.com has it all. Offering fast delivery, high quality materials, and affordable rates, they're the go-to solution for hobbyists, professional engineers, and innovators worldwide. Prototype the easy way with PCBWay.
Okay, so like I said at the top of the video, the AlgoLaser Pixi is a compact laser engraver. This makes it ideal for small businesses and portable enough to take to craft fairs and flea markets. Now, although no computer is required to operate, you can use one if you want with software like Lightbird. For my friends in the 3D printing community, think of that as your slicer for laser engraving. The Pixi comes in a 3 watt, a 5 watt, and a 10 watt version. This one here is the 10 watt version. It also comes in 2 bold colors, passion red and deep black. Obviously, this is the deep black. So let's get this laser set up and start engraving. The AlgoLaser Pixi is ready to go right out of the box. Just add the protective top cover, attach the fume extraction tube, plug in the power, hit the switch, and you're ready to go. Okay, so when you first fire up your AlgoLaser Pixi, there are a few maintenance items you have to take care of. So let's go ahead and we'll hit this arrow. We're going to go for Wi-Fi and it's searching. It found mine is this one right here. Click on that. You enter your passcode, which I'm not going to show you. And now it's connecting. I connected successfully. The next step, I can set a screen lock passcode. So if I'm not at the machine and I don't want someone else touching it, if they don't know the code, they can't get in. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to skip that. They do have an app for your phone. I already have that downloaded on my phone, so I'm not going to use that. Otherwise, I'd scan the QR code, and that's all there is to it. Well, pretty much. When you go through those steps, you want to check for firmware. And my firmware is up to date, so we hit the back arrow. Now this next step, you do not want to miss this. Very important. You want to hit the settings, and you want to go to the machine. And depending on what machine you have, I have the, see, at 3 watt by default, I have a 10 watt. So you want to make sure you set that properly.
Okay, so let's take a look at AlgoOS. The first thing you note is that the control panel, you can touch it with your finger, or you can use this nice two-sided stylus they gave you, one with the traditional tip, and the other end has this nice disc for when you're drawing or typing. So let's go ahead and look at the projects. And the first thing we can do is select from 160 examples they have preloaded on here. So you can just toggle on through, find something that you want to work with. And there's a lot of good examples on here. And And I'm going to go ahead and I'll work with the Christmas ball ornament. What we do next is hit next, and we get the message to focus. So let's take a look at focusing real quick. Go. Okay, the first thing we want to note is whether we're going to be doing any cutting or engraving. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be doing some cutting on this first one. This bed is removable. It's typically held in with 4 screws. You can put them in if you want. I leave them out because I switch back and forth. So this side is for engraving with a grid pattern. And when you flip it over, you have the cutting set. You want to take your material and you'll put that on the cutting bed. And now what you need to do is take the focus tool. You're setting the height for the focus. Right now, my laser head is too low. What we want to do is set it so it's right on top. Think of it like leveling your 3D printer. So let's go ahead and we're going to increase the height on this, and that's on the top side. Okay, so I already removed the top cover, and what we want to do is reach in here. This is the top of the laser itself, but we have this knob right here, and we can turn that in either direction to raise or lower the laser head. So we need to raise the height in this case. So let's go ahead and set that. I'll do that by turning counterclockwise. So we have our tool in here, and I'm taking the height up, and we just want to slide this underneath, and we don't want to clamp it in there. You just kind of want it roughly scratching. A little bit of tension, not a whole lot. And that's all there is to the focus. And when you're done with the focus tool, you want to put it back here on the back of the unit. There's a nice place to hang it right there. Just put it there, you won't lose it. You're good to go. Okay, so our focus is set. This is where we can make our adjustments. And what we want to do is check our framing. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to raise the lid. And this is our framing button. First thing I'm going to do is home this. And that will send it to the front left-hand corner. This here is your framing button. That will make sure it's on the material properly. Now that blue dot represents our cutting area, engraving area. So if that was going outside the material, we'd want to make a change, or if I wanted it perfectly centered on this piece of material, I could go ahead and do that. All right, so we did our framing, we're focused. What we want to do is make sure we lower the shield. The machine will not run unless that's in place. And then we've got to make sure you put the top cover back on. Do not run the laser without all shields in place. It's very important to have those in place. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit start. And we're engraving, cutting.
All right, so our project is finished. We have a message on the top showing us it's finished. We can go ahead and lift the laser or the shield. Don't ever lift the shield if the machine is still cutting or engraving. So let's see how we did. Oh, that looks good. All right, so as you can see, a lot of the pieces are just falling right out as they should. Some of them we're going to have to actually knock out ourselves, and you can see they just pop right out. This did an amazing job. All right, that was pretty fun. Let's try something else. Let's go back and let's try the Algo type. Here we can type whatever we want. So I'm going to go ahead. It says double click to enter text, and I'm just going to put pushing plastic in there. You know what? I want all capital letters. So you hit that. Got a space bar. Okay, when you're done typing, if I wanted a second line, Go YouTube. There we go. All right. So when you're done typing, you just hit the check mark. And let's go, we'll hit next. Well, we can change the font. Right now it's print. We can change it to handwriting and we'll get that look. I'm going to leave it on print. We can change the size just by going up and down. I guess I'm too big. All right, go 16. See how it made it small. I'm going to go back to 36. All right, we're going to go next. And here we can set birch plywood. Our quality is high. Our power is fast. Our power is 100%. Speed is fast. We can use the auto parameters. I really like this one. So let's go ahead, and they give you a suggestion for it. You can change it to whichever one of these comes closest to what you want it to look like. So I'm going to want mine to be dark. You know what? Let's leave it where it's at. But something else I want to do is I got birch plywood in here. Now I happen to know that I'm using basswood plywood. Yeah, okay, I want to make sure it's stuck. My auto parameter, I know I hit that before I wanted to. Let's just go with this one. We'll confirm that. It's processing. Click. I'm not doing a border. If I click on a border, I have options of different shapes, and that will actually cut out around the perimeter of my shape. And there would be a checkbox right here. So let's take it the way it is. We'll go through. Now here, you can drag it to wherever you want. And I'm going to put it back down here because I put the same piece of wood that I already used previously. So let's go ahead. I'm missing a big section of the wood, so I want to make sure I hit this in the right spot. It framed okay. And again, always close the lid before hitting the start button. Make sure your top is on, your lid is closed. Never run it without those in place. Let's hit start. All right, nice. All right, let's see how we did. That actually came out pretty good. I like it. This machine has a lot of potential. What do you think? Okay, so let's go ahead and do the last one we have here, the Algo Sketch. This one I have a love-hate relationship with, mostly because I just cannot draw on an iPad screen. I can't even sign my name, and that's pretty much what this one is like, so I'm going to cheat. Sorry. Simple circle, couple of eyeballs, and a little happy face. Yeah. And a couple sprouts of hair there. Okay, so we're done there. Come over and we expand the screen out. We have options to change our pencil. We got an eraser and a trash can. The trash can will clear the screen and let us go right from there. So let's go ahead and hit the next button. I'm going to go back to my basswood plywood. I'm going to, let's leave it where, yeah, let's go a little bit darker though. Let's go about here. All right, we'll confirm that. We're all set. I'm going to go ahead and close the screen. Never start with the screen up, the shield up. Close that, make sure the top is on. Whoops, you know what? I went too fast. I did not frame my material. And what you can do is just like before, you can just click, hold on, and drag it. And I'm going to frame. I'm going to move that over here just a little bit because I'm using the same piece of wood and it has a big cutout in it, so I don't want to go into that gully. Alright, now we'll go ahead and close the lid. We'll hit the start. Alright, it's finished. Let's see what we got. Okay, nice. Let's pull that out. If you're good with drawing on an iPad, you're going to love this feature. It's a great feature. I'm just not good at it myself, but I like the feature. So far, this laser packs quite the punch, but let's try it with a few different types of materials and projects and see how it handles it. Okay, so as you can see, the AlgoLaser Pixi does a wide range of materials. The video's running a little long, but there's one more I want to do, and I want to do this one because it showcases one more feature of the AlgoLaser. And that's going to be this drinking glass. Now, as you can see, obviously, it's going to be too big to fit in there. But on the back here, the AlgoLaser has these 4 thumb screws that we can take out and raise the whole unit up until we get it high enough to do our drinking glass. So let's set that up. And now with the unit raised, you can see that we can actually fit our glass underneath. Now we'll do the focus. I have a few prep things. I want to steady the drinkware because it's kind of wobbly. I don't want that moving around while we're engraving. So let's get that all taken care of and we'll get to it. Okay, so I have my drinkware all set up. It's got some marking paper on it because this is a diode laser. If you don't have a dark surface on it, like marking paper, temper paint, something like that, the laser will shoot right through the glass. It will not engrave directly on glass. Same thing for clear acrylic, or blue acrylic for that matter, because it's a blue diode laser which will absorb the blue. But other colored acrylics you're fine with. So let's go ahead and see how we do. I've never done glass before. Let's see what's up. Okay, let's see how we did. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and we'll wash the rest of the marking paper off. Well, there you have it. Glass came out pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lower the unit back down. Let me know what you think about the glass. If you, all the features I used are built right into the Pixi. I didn't have to do anything fancy. I didn't hook it up to a computer. I did not use Lightburn. I did use one of my graphics that I had. It was just a simple PNG file. I could have used PNG, SVG, JPEG, DXF. There's a few formats that this will allow you to use. I just happened to load up the PNG. But what do you think about the quality? Are you interested in learning more about how to set up a glass? There's a few more steps like the marking paper, setting that up, the machine settings on what I used. Let me know in the comments. So let's get a little bit more into the machine itself with the safety. If you are trying, I've said it a number of times, if you are trying to use the machine and you lift the lid, it's going to shut off. You tilt the machine, it's going to shut off. You get too much vibration going, it's going to shut off. There's a lot of safety features built into it. I think that's a great thing. You can't be too safe because it could be a child using this. And it's safe for them, but never let them run it unsupervised. Another thing you might want to consider is laser goggles. Now, it does have the shield top there. Every place where the laser beam is, there is a shield. But if you have the shield up, you might want to have goggles. I went to start at one time. I actually had pressed the start. I realized I didn't have the top on. I realized it soon enough I could stop it before it even started. But it never hurts to have the laser goggles. And again, this is a diode laser. You want to make sure you have the appropriate goggles for it. I also keep a fire extinguisher nearby whenever I'm operating a laser. And I happen to have that right here. I do that with my 3D printers as well. But as I always make sure with the laser, I have a fire extinguisher nearby. Never leave your laser unattended. If you start a job, don't go to the bathroom. Don't go downstairs to get a drink or in the house or outside. Don't leave the house. Sit with your machine. It doesn't take long for these things to do their job, but it'll be while you're gone that something will happen. And you want to make sure you're following all safety guidelines. So my opinion on the Pixi, I really like it. I'm impressed. I'll be honest. When they asked me to review this, I was skeptical. Then I pulled it out of the box and saw how small it was. I was even more skeptical. And then I start doing some of these projects. Wood, coated aluminum, slate, stainless steel, the plastic or the paper bag, and then the glass. I mean, this thing is doing everything that my large laser can. Now, it's not a CO2. It's not a glow forge. This is designed for somebody who's just getting started, has an interest in getting started. You're going to craft shows and selling maybe your 3D prints. It'd make a great side hustle to your side hustle right there. I am impressed. I got to find more stuff to engrave. In fact, I do have more. Now, you can get more material from AlgoLaser's website. You can also find it on Amazon, Hobby Lobby. This glass I got from the dollar store. I have a few other items I picked. The bag that's a dollar store paper gift bag. I have a few more items I picked up from the dollar store to try to engrave on this, but the video's getting too long. But yeah, I believe the price point on the 3 watt is like $179 right now. And for the 10 watt, I think it's $339. You'll have to double check that. But we're coming up close to the holidays, and I do know for a fact that AlgoLaser is getting ready to start their Black Friday campaign. Now, for them, it's a campaign, it's not a single day, which means they're starting November 1st. And right now, at the videoing of this, we're at the end of October, final week. So, right after this video comes out, and we're talking 2025, depending on when you're watching, these will go down in price. And if you know someone who's interested, makes a great Christmas gift, I would not be afraid to get someone one of these. It's one of these machines that you have to try it to believe it. I'm impressed. I am super impressed with this. I can't say enough. That's all I have for the video. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, hit that like button and let me know down in the comments. Smash that bell so you'll be alerted to new content in the future. And again, if you want me to do a single video on any one of these materials, keychains, coasters, whatever, let me know in the comments as well. Live your life one layer at a time. And if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe.